Welcome to strategy number 5, which is buying guest houses, hotels, no money down, acquiring high yield properties and either developing them by doing large HMO complexes, large properties, maybe 40, 50 room properties that you can acquire using vendor paid deposits. Okay, yeah, you heard me right, vendor paid deposits. So no money down, buying strategies and vendor paid deposits. So how does this work? Okay, so the hotel process is basically taking an option through a business partner's name on a hotel or guest house. Getting change of use because you've got an option on it, and once you get that, then your business partner will then have the option to buy that property that has change of use, that's an HMO. You can then get the license for the property. That will then allow you to buy it at a higher price from the owner, direct from the owner, with your business partner getting the difference back. So whatever his option price is, he then sells it to you for a higher value because of the change of use, and you basically grab your cash back in from that to fund the actual deposit, get your money back out. So that's kind of in a nutshell how you can buy a hotel or guest house no money down. Another one of many of my clients, but one in particular, Ian, has used vendor financing to fund the purchase in Eastbourne of a large, what used to be hotel. It was an HMO, not run properly, quite run down, elderly owner. Okay, now how would you like to buy the hotel or the large HMO without needing any money to buy it, save a couple of grand in legal fees and survey fees? So how can you do that? Well, the most important thing to remember is that the valuation of properties can be done in two ways. Normally with residential, they're just done on bricks and mortar. But with business premises or HMOs, they can also be done on a cash flow basis. So when Ian worked out that on a cash flow valuation, a property that was on the market for 840 was actually worth $1 million on a cash flow basis. He didn't think, great, I'm going to buy it for 840, put in a big deposit and do whatever. I'm going to offer the owner more money for it. So he offered the owner £1 million, providing the owner agreed to put 250 grand cash back into the deal. And then Ian agreed to pay him that back at 2.5 grand a month over a period of time. So Ian ended up paying £1 million for a hotel that cost him nothing, that is funded out of itself. So a little bit like how Bill Glazier bought Manchester United. He bought Manchester United and realised when he bought it that it had a huge asset value behind it. And he borrowed the money against Manchester United's assets and lent it back to himself. In fact, he lent himself more than what he paid for Manchester United in the first place. Upset the fans, but he basically bought Manchester United for nothing, and Manchester United funds the interest on the loans. So you can use that process to acquire high-yielding properties using vendor finance that you pay for out of itself. Amazing way of building up a portfolio. Ian literally went from a £10,000 portfolio from his HMO portfolio in Brighton to £50,000 a month cash flow over a period of four and a bit years, just by specialising on vendor finance, vendor cashback deals that are structured in a legal way. Now, obviously, there are a lot of guest houses and these opportunities around in seaside towns, and these seaside towns won't always allow you to turn guest houses into HMOs. So if you want to check with the local council, don't call the local council and ask them about number 7 Smith Street, because they're going to charge you to give you an opinion to go in and see them. Ask them about their policy. Ask them, in this area, will they allow guest houses to be turned into HMOs? And you'll get the feedback that says no, absolutely not, or maybe, or providing there's one next door, or yeah, up to these 3 roads we won't, and after that we will, or whatever it is. Every seaside town's different. You do have a whole guide to what the council are trying to achieve in the local plan, which is available on most councils' websites. And that will give you a guide to what you can do. There's certain criteria, like the price per square foot. One of my clients has acquired a property that he's used vendor finance for, that's going to be a 52-room HMO, and literally he's going to have £10,000 a month cash flow. Now, that will very much depend on the square footage of the property that's got the potential, and the price per square foot will tell you whether or not it's suitable for doing that sort of strategy. Okay, you just need to work out the price per square foot. So that's one of his deals. Andrew's his name. Another one of his deals is actually a block of flats that are all on one title that he's acquiring using vendor finance, so that he doesn't have to put any money in. And when he splits the titles and sells them all off, he's going to make over £500,000 profit. That I call the sum of the parts is greater than the whole. He's buying a big block of flats, splitting them into individual titles, selling them out individually, gradually over a period of time. Have to get the agreement with the lender to gradually pay it down and be allowed to sell them like that. But an amazing strategy for making a lot of money without needing a lot of money to put in. So he's done 3 deals like that that are going to give him over £10,000 a month cash flow and £500,000. Now, his total input for them is under £20,000. So now, if you haven't got 20 grand or 18 or 17 or whatever the exact figure is, don't worry, you'll always find a JV partner to do it. That is my strategy guide to buying hotels, guest houses. If you'd like to know a lot more of the criteria and the detail on these deals I've mentioned, what towns it works best in, the actual price per square foot that you need to target, the price per room that you need to target, have a abbreviated list of some of the seaside towns it will work in, which ones to avoid. I'll go into Ian's deals, Hotel I Bought No Money Down, and Andrew's deals in far more detail on my video, which is a much longer version of this. It's available by clicking below for only £97. Just imagine how much does it cost to go out for dinner with the family. I'm pretty sure that the cost of a meal, you can find out the details of a strategy that can make you tens of, even hundreds of thousands of pounds of cash profit, or tens of thousands of pounds of monthly cash flow, totally accelerating your success from normal residential 4 or 5 bedroom HMOs. Amazing strategy, not to be missed. Click below to order your video and it can be with you straight away.